Like most looter shooters, Outriders offers various pieces of armor, but unlike those other games, I think Outriders does a really good job of mixing up the armor's perks. What is going on, guys? It's Fish Fosh, and today we are doing an Outriders armor breakdown video. If you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing for more. Now, if you were like me and you are still farming for your first legendary, chances are you have a shit ton of armor. Eventually, while I was farming and raging all at the same time, I started playing around with my armor. And damn, honestly, I feel like I opened Pandora's box. Now, I do understand that we can still craft and mod. Those things are not available to us in the demo, so that is something to look forward to when the game launches. So I get it. We can definitely tweak our armor and make it higher rarity. We can add a mod to it, a mod that we like to a specific armor piece. And along with that, the numbers on these pieces mean a lot more than we actually think. And if you pay close enough attention, you can potentially come up with a sick build for your character, depending on your playstyle. But before we get there, let's take a look at armor pieces in detail. When we select any armor piece, we can see that it shows us a few things. First up, we have the items level, which is right here on the left-hand side. We have the armor, we have the mod that's on the piece of armor, and lastly, we have a bonus buff to our character. So in this case, we have a bonus buff of 35 points to our max health. Now, when we are farming, and for the most part, when we are looting, most of the times we just look at the amount of armor a specific item gives us. We replace lower level stuff with higher level items. This is a basic looter shooter mechanic. However, I found some interesting ways to play around with your character's overall stats by testing a few things out. The main stats I'm referring to are, we have here on the top left, firepower. Right beside it, we have anomaly power. Then if we look over just above the armor pieces we have health, and lastly, we have armor. We can see with the weapon I have selected, my character's firepower is 453 points. Now, some of you may have noticed that the weapon I have on is an assault rifle with a baseline firepower of 293 points. So how is my overall firepower 453? If we take a closer look, in this case, just hover over the firepower, you guys will see the math. It has my weapon's baseline of 293 plus that 160 points. So where am I getting an additional 160 points of firepower? If you haven't guessed it by now, it's the armor pieces. You see, along with the armor stats that we see right here, so if we just look at this without going into details, you can see that it says 204, but right underneath that there is bonus firepower of 41. If we go down, you see another bonus firepower of 41 here. We have 36, and lastly we have 41 once again. If you do the math, you actually end up with 159 points of bonus firepower. However, it seems the game is nice enough to round it up to you to 160 points. The reason why this is so interesting is you can potentially increase any stat you want as long as the armor piece has that buff. So for instance, if you were creating a character and you wanted to pump out as much anomaly power as possible, so in my case, if you were a Devastator and you just wanted your earthquakes to kill the boss one shot, JK, I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing, but that'd be a cool build. If you wanted that to happen, I would make sure that I picked the correct subclass. So in my case, it would be the seismic shifter. In all the classes, guys, this is just a heads up. The bottom tech tree is always dedicated to increased anomaly. The middle tech tree is always dedicated for increased health and health regen, and of course armor. And the top tree is always dedicated to your weapons firepower. So in my example, I would make sure that I pick the seismic shifter class and build towards there. And at the same time, I would pick armor that actually allows my anomaly firepower or my anomaly power to increase as much as possible. Let me do it here with my character so you guys can see an example. So as you guys can see, my baseline anomaly power is 199. So we're gonna try and increase this as much as possible. You guys will see the anomaly power increase while the firepower of course decreases because I am removing increased bonus stats from that category. So let's have a look. So let's start off with a headpiece. Let's find the highest. So all I'm looking for is right there. So for instance, it says right there, anomaly power 36. Let's see if I have anything higher. 36. So 36 seems to be my highest. I'm going to put this guy on. Boop. Let's see what we got. 42. That's pretty chunky. Let's see. 36. Okay, so wait, was that 47? No, that's max health. Okay, so we do have an anomaly power boost of 42. Go ahead and see if we can find something here. 36, 36. Oh, okay, 48 seems to be the highest. Damn, 48. I was about to say I don't think I'll see anything close to 50 boost, but okay, so 48. Wow. Oh, here's another 48. So we're gonna put on this. So we have 48 anomaly power boost. Let's check on for our gloves. See what we got. 42. I think 42 should be the highest. Let's see. And yeah, so 42 is going to be the highest. And lastly, our boots, our foot gear. 48. I don't think I'm gonna have anything higher than 48. Okay, yeah. So right there, we just increased our anomaly power from 199 all the way to 428. So you guys can see the math being done right there. So it looks like my baseline was actually 188. I think the reason for that is I've actually picked the bottom tech tree here. So my anomaly power has been increased by 6% already. So I'm pretty sure the math works out that 188 times 6% gave me that boost to 199. Anyways, so what you guys are seeing is that 240 plus points to my anomaly power. All right, and there you have it. I know a lot of other YouTubers and a lot of other people are telling you farm for legendaries. And at times, honestly, like even there's discouraging for me. Just remember, it's not the game's fault. The game, it's supposed to be a harder grind if you're trying to farm legendaries at this level. Just imagine it. I don't know if you guys have ever played Destiny. If you're trying to farm a specific weapon, but you go to the easiest difficulty, and then you're trying to farm for an exotic. It's just the drop for that weapon is gonna be like tiny. Like your window to actually get that weapon is going to be minuscule. But again, if you guys are farming and you're getting kind of sick and tired of this, I would suggest that you actually start looting the correct armor pieces for the type of character you build you want to happen. Again, if you're trying to increase your firepower, look for bonus firepower. If you're trying to increase anomaly, of course, look for that. Health and armor. So it's all there. Just make sure you guys are farming for the correct reason. And it actually ends up being a lot of fun because it's just so interesting that I can increase my weapons stats by almost 200 points. I mean, it's not almost 200 points, like 150, but that's insane. You can take a average gun and make it supremely much more effective. That did not make any sense, but you guys get what I'm saying. I can take a doo-doo weapon, but if it has a really good perk, I can buff it with the correct armor pieces. Of course, we still haven't seen the crafting and the actual modding in the game because that is not available to us in the demo. But this is just a way that I think the People Can Fly developers has showcased that they are versatile when it comes to creating a character. You're not just stuck with trying to find the highest firepower weapon. You can manipulate these numbers with the correct build and to make your character much more interesting and diverse. All right, guys, honestly, that is going to do it for me in this video. I will be coming up with specific builds for each class. So if you guys are not subscribed, consider subscribing for the latest builds. That is it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.